Hello everyone, welcome to Enchanting Endeavors, and this is Mayurika. So after living in Calgary for a few years, we finally decided to take a big step, that is, buying our own home here. While renting has its own pros and cons, owning a home felt like the right decision for us. So now let me walk you through the entire house buying process step by step based on everything we have personally experienced here in the city of Calgary. From budgeting and choosing the right neighborhood to making an offer and finally getting the keys, it's been quite a journey. So let's dive in. Step 1. If you think you'll need a mortgage to buy your home, the very first step is to get a pre-approval letter from the bank or the mortgage broker. To do that, you need to provide some important documents: your SIN number, your credit score. The more, the better. Last 2 years of notice of assessment, basically your tax returns, the proof of your residency. So whether you're a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen, you'll need to submit that. You'll also need to submit last 6 months of payslips and last 3 months of your bank statement. Now, when the bank reviews all of that, they will issue your pre-approval letter. Now, what is this pre-approval letter anyways? It's basically an estimate of how much the bank is willing to pay you. So that gives you a clear idea of the budget you need to be working with when you're searching for your home. Step 2 is finding a good realtor, someone you can really trust and you can feel comfortable working with. The best way is through personal references. So ask your friends, family, colleagues if they've worked with someone who is reliable and experienced in the city market. One thing to keep in mind is the seasonal nature of the real estate market here. So from spring to fall, the market is really good. But come winter, things slow down. So timing your search well with a good realtor by your side makes a huge difference. Step 3. Identifying your priorities. The next crucial step is to sit down and identify your priorities. This will shape your entire home search. So let's break it down point by point like we did with our realtor. A. Type of property. First decide what kind of home you're looking for. Is it a detached house, semi-detached, townhouse, condo or apartment? This is the starting point of your search. B. Location preferences. Next comes the location, and this part includes multiple layers. Do you want it to be close to schools, grocery stores, parks, LRT stations, or bus stops? Think about your daily routine and lifestyle. C. Then decide which part of city suits you best. Maybe the northwest, southeast, or even nearby towns like Airdrie or Chestermere. Let me add a tip here. Don't forget to check the livability index of the neighborhood. Government websites provide helpful reports that rate areas based on crime levels, education, healthcare, cost of living, and commute. Home features. Now let's talk about the features you want inside the house. Do you need a garage? If yes, would you prefer it attached or a rear parking pad? How many bedrooms and bathrooms are ideal for your family needs? If you have pets, you need to ensure the property is pet friendly, especially in condos where some buildings have strict rules. And similarly, if you have children and are considering a condo or apartment, confirm that the building is family friendly. So all of these should be clearly communicated to your realtor so that they can filter listings based on your real day-to-day needs. Step 4. Property shortlisting and viewings. So once you've shortlisted all your priorities, your realtor will enter all your details into their exclusive realtor portal called Pillar 9. Based on this personal filter, your realtor will start sending you emails with more and more property listings that match your criteria. Your job now is to go through those listings carefully. If anything catches your eye, convey that to your realtor. He can book a showing for you in a day and time that works best for you. Your realtor will then coordinate with the seller's realtor to work out a viewing time that works for all of them. I'll give here a very smart tip. Try to shortlist 4 to 5 listings per day. If you go over that, it might be extremely overwhelming for you. Less than that might be too few to make a judgment. When you visit homes, give yourself some time. Look carefully. This is your time to feel the space and imagine your lifestyle there. Make the correct choice. Once you found the property that's just right, it's time to go to the next step. That is making an offer. Now comes the most important part of this entire house buying journey, making an offer on the property you've chosen. The seller lists a property at a certain price, but that does not mean that you have to offer exactly that amount. Based on the current market trends and comparable sales, your realtor will guide you whether to offer below, at par, or even above the asking price. Your offer can be made in one of the two ways, conditional or an unconditional offer. Now, this conditional offer is safer and the most common route for all the first-time home buyers. A conditional offer means your offer depends on a few legitimate conditions. These should be met within a fixed time rate, approximately 15 to 21 days. Some common conditions include financing approval. You'll need a final confirmation from your bank or lender that they'll issue the mortgage for this exact property. Next, home inspection. A professional team checks the house for structural issues, pests, plumbing problems, or anything that might need major repairs. And thirdly, condo doc review for condos only. If you're buying a condo, you may need time to review the condo board's bylaws, reserve fund study, financials, and rules, especially regarding pets or rentals. And now coming to the unconditional offer. What's that? This is riskier, but sometimes necessary in a hot seller's market. It means you're buying the home as is, with no way out if financing or inspection falls through. Unless you're 100% sure of your financing or have already done your due diligence, it's usually safer to go with a conditional offer. Once your offer is drafted with all the terms and conditions and timelines, your realtor will now send this online offer to the seller's side. So that leads to our step 6, conditional period, deposit, and down payment. Now, once you make the conditional offer, the seller side, they must agree to that condition. Okay, and only then will they accept the offer. This conditional period, as I said, typically lasts from 2 to 3 weeks. Within that time, you have to finish off things like your home inspection, securing your finances, reviewing any documents if needed. Now, here's a key difference between the conditional and the unconditional offer. In an unconditional purchase, you're buying the property outright. No matter what the condition it's in, you do not have the room to back out later. In the conditional offer, if the home inspection report reveals any flaw, something like a plumbing issue, something like a structural concern, you can negotiate your price with the seller. This is one of the biggest advantage of the conditional offer. Now coming to the initial deposit. Once your conditional offer is accepted, you'll need to put in an initial deposit, often in the form of the bank draft. This is handed over to the seller's agent. This amount is applied towards your final down payment. Don't worry, this money is put in trust during the conditional period. So if you decide not to go ahead with this transaction due to any unfavorable inspection or financial issue, this money will be refunded back to you. Now your down payment and mortgage insurance. Now if everything works out for you, you decide to go ahead with this property, it's time to make the final down payment. If your down payment is between 5 and 19%, you'll need to pay a PMI. That's private mortgage insurance. In Canada, often called CMHC insurance. It's mandatory and adds to your mortgage cost. But if you're able to pay 20% or more, you won't need to pay that insurance. and that saves you quite a bit in the long term. Step 7. Final mortgage approval and your lawyer's role. After you made your down payment, the next step will be working closely with your mortgage broker and get your mortgage fully approved. Your mortgage broker will submit all the details to the bank to get approval and get you a green flag. Once your mortgage is approved, the next step is to bring in your real estate lawyer, a crucial part of this project. Your mortgage broker will then process all these documents and send in all the information to your lawyer, who will then get your paperwork ready for your home purchase. When everything is ready, you need to visit this lawyer in person to review and sign all the legal documents. This is also when your lawyer contacts the seller's lawyer to complete all the financial transactions. The money moves. The bank sends the mortgage funds to your lawyer's trust account. Then your lawyer transfers that money to the seller's lawyer's trust account. Finally, the seller's lawyer pays the seller. Or if the seller still has a mortgage on that property, it pays off that mortgage to the bank. This chain of trust account ensures that your money is handled securely and transparently until the sale is complete. Step 8. The closing day and the final walkthrough. On the closing day, you get to do the final walkthrough of the property. This is your last chance to check if the seller has completed any promised renovations, repairs, or changes. You want to make sure that everything is exactly as agreed before you officially take the ownership. Once you're satisfied, the seller's lawyer will hand over the keys to your lawyer, who then gives them to your realtor. And just like that, it's your red carpet moment. You officially get the keys to your new home. Keep in mind, while you get the possession on closing day, the legal paperwork, like the land transfer deed, can take 1 or 2 months to officially register in your name. I'll cover how to set up all these utilities and essentials in another video, so stay tuned for that. And that's a wrap up on our detailed journey of buying a house here in Calgary. I hope this walkthrough helps you to understand the process a little better. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more real life stories, tips, and insights. If you have any questions about buying a home or want to share your own experience, please drop in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.